play, and it's the Browns in control of the football. A first down throw for Mayfield. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down. 3-yard line.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. From the gun, Mayfield. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 22 yards there, a first down.
And there's a completion to Austin Hooper. What a big-time acquisition for this offense in Cleveland. Came from Atlanta as a 2-time Pro Bowler. Had nearly 800 yards in receptions and 6 touchdowns last year. And he spent a lot of time with his quarterback in order for them to get on the same page on every snap.
Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. 15-yard line. Mayfield leaves it for Hunt on the draw. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
On 2nd down now, it's Hunt, and he'll take it into the end zone for a... Browns touchdown. Kareem Hunt, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. And they do exactly what they wanted to. Opening drive, they get into the end zone. They do it on the ground.
And not only is the person lugging the ball happy, of course, because he got it into the end zone. How about the offensive linemen and receivers who are blocking for him? They have to feel great about themselves, sticking it in the end zone on a running play.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Washington will take over 1st and 10 at their own.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Brought down at the 30.
A look at the numbers for Geis a week ago. 18 carries, 97 yards, and a touchdown.
He's having a nice season, and he knows where he ranks in the league. Don't ever let a running back tell you that they don't know that. They do. So what he's doing now is lobbying the offensive coordinator all week long. Hey, I've got a few more touches. He's one big game away from maybe leading the league.
And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
3rd down.
They'll try and get it with Geis. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Geis. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. It was Jacob Phillips who was able to bring him down.
A gain of 2.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And the pass complete to Anunwa. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
A gain of 6 yards.
It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. Here's Geis. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield.
The ball carrier, Larry Ogun.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Back to the ground on 1st. It's Geis. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
A gain of 13.
That was good, tough running right up the middle, and if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Throwing on 1st down is Kaepernick. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Here's Kaepernick to throw. Off to Geis on the screen. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 16 yards, a 1st down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams...
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. J.D. McKissick, his 1st touchdown of the new season. And Washington now an extra point away from tying this thing up. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
5-yard line.
2nd drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails, because they had it going pretty good last time too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 16 carries, 61 yards, and a touchdown. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, watching the film, we saw that things clicked pretty well for them in the running game last week. No reason to change in my mind. Continue to try and run the football. Give it to them early and often in hopes of breaking down the defense so some bigger gains result as the game goes on.
These two teams all tied after one.
Tied 7-7.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. He's got Hooper on the short connection, and he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They will run it. It's McKissick. And a short 3-yard pickup gets him up to the 15.
Ball carrier.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
First down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On first down, this is Geis. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that field like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. One of his main targets, Delaney Walker, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Shotgun snap now for Kaepernick. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
Terry McLaurin, incomplete.
Now that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just 1 first down permitted and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Looking for the out route. It's completed to Landry.
There's Jarvis Landry with a nice reception and pickup there. And when you say Pro Bowl, you better think Jarvis Landry. He's been selected to it every year since 2015. The only season he's missed is rookie year. And he is durable and tough.
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Chase Young drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down.
Washington entered the draft with the number 2 overall selection, so they had plenty of options and directions that they could go. But let's face it, when you see Chase Young from Ohio State and you have a chance to add him to an already formidable defensive front, you go ahead and select him and turn him loose. The best pass rusher in the draft with plenty of moves already. He's only going to get better and will be a double-digit sack guy for years to come.
A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Taken down.
Larry Ogunjobi there to make the tackle.
4 yards on the pickup.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he's going to go down. It's a sack on Kaepernick. The D-tackle Sheldon Richardson came barreling in for the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Now they go screen. It's complete. Oh, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll run for it. Geis, he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
Brandon, 4th and 1 on their own side of the 50, and they decide to go for it. As a former defender, I take that personally. I can't believe they let them pick that up. They should have swarmed the line of scrimmage and stuffed that one.
Not surprised, though, because they told us about the supreme confidence they had in the O-line, and they were able to get that yard. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. From the gun, it's Kaepernick. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. On 1st and 10, here's Kaepernick. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete.
Kaepernick's pass.
A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. Clock running as Washington will try and hurry up.
At the 25-yard line.
Now Kaepernick again. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And he'll hit his tight end, Walker. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 13-yard line. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Into the red zone now, Kaepernick. And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl quarterback Denzel Ward. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Browns drive about to get started. Time here for likely one play, and then these two teams will head to the locker room all even.
And you know the play caller's just feeling it right now. Let's go ahead and go for this one. A big shot down. No. Guarantee the head coach is like, don't get crazy. Take the knee. Let's get out of here. Tie game. We'll just start all over.
And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
On the return, Washington takes over 1st and 10. At their own.
Now Colin Kaepernick and the offense heading back out onto the field. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, well, get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Terrence Mitchell, and they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
1st and 10.
First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
Chubb, the ball carrier.
Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. You mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
First and 10.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time, they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Play fake. Mayfield. And this is caught at the 8. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. A nice gain of 21 yards.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius. Understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball. And puts it right out there.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Taken in at the 3. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Washington will take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Now we get another look at Washington on offense. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Greedy Williams picks it off. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Take over 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Following the interception, Mayfield. Sliding out of the pocket. And he's going to keep it here. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
The ball carrier.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
It's a gain of 5.
From the 9, 2nd and 5. And again, it's Chubb. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
And a nice carry and a 1st down for Cleveland. A nice pickup there by Nick Chubb, who's a bright spot for this Cleveland offense. He finished 2nd in the league in rushing in 2019 with nearly 1,500 yards on the ground and got into the end zone 8 times. And how about this for durability? Has not missed a game in his NFL career. What a bounce back from a big-time knee injury while at the University of Georgia.
3-yard line.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll give it to Chubb. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all.
Taken down. Right.
It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. From 4 yards out. And the Browns add on to their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is lets you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Takes over 1st and 10. At their own 23.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to hit Taylor Gabriel that time, but it'll be 2nd down. Third quarter action. Appreciate you joining us from Cleveland, Ohio. 2nd and 10. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Working from the gun. It's Kaepernick. And he's got a noon one. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 45-yard line. They give him 16 yards there, and it's a Washington first down. Is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Kaepernick now on first down. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another catch for him there. This one good for 11. First down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Again, they'll throw with Kaepernick. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 yards there, just like last play.
11 on the play.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with.
Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Credit the sack to the always disruptive Olivier Vernon. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
They'll get 4 back there on the run, but now they're looking up at a 3rd and 12 situation.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Washington on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd down and 12. And that is incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Ron Rivera, the gambling type, but he comes up empty here. And this Browns defense stands tall. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. A gain there of 21 yards. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the fourth. Denzel Ward right there in coverage to get the hand in.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Carl Joseph, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On the delay, here's Hunt. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
1st and 10.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. They'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 2.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for Cleveland. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the 1st quarter, but 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you can win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you say baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the 1st quarter and just